like someone in need of a friend.
Usually the enthusiasm goes pretty fucking fast.
You guys are going to get about 5-6 minutes, okay?
Oh God, it's him.
You look great.
Thank you.
So I have been watching your show from the beginning, like I'm sure all these people here as well. So when I saw the trailer, other than my unbelievable excitement, when they said Unstuck in Time, I was thinking time travel, but it appears that we're doing alternate reality. So how, I guess without giving spoilers, how does that kind of work?
What I wanted to do was look at how different events would have unspooled in alternate timelines, not necessarily what we see in multiverses.
Right.
I didn't want to do Sheridan as a bunny rabbit. That's going to happen for the sequel. Bugs Bunny as Sheridan, I think it's going to be a great idea. Because the fans all know how everything went in the show, so my thought was, well, let's tweak it to one side and say, what if it didn't work out that way? How would the future have gone? When Warner's came to me and said we want to do this, I thought my part of all this is I want this to be a celebration of the show, a celebration of the characters and the cast, and also a love letter to the fans. Because they've been waiting patiently for something new in the D5 universe since the early Cretaceous period. And I want to say, here is your reward for all that patience and time, and for being supportive. And the first thing I thought of when they said we want to do this is there's a line in the Bible. I'm an atheist, but I read the Bible cover twice. A line of make a joyful noise. I thought I want to make a joyful noise with this thing, and so it became lighthearted. It became fun. It became accessible. And it was just a joy to write and to work on it.
And sort of speaking of that joyful noise and love letter element, is that why this is the time to introduce David finally as a character?
Oh, his dad?
Yeah. That's right. I'm sorry, I screwed up. I read that on the cast as son, not John's father.
No, yeah. No, that character is not a character.
Okay, David's not a character.
Security. This man snuck in here.
I'm just always waiting for David to appear. I guess that's what it is.
So basically, the play Waiting for David stars you next door to Waiting for Godot.
Right.
Okay. Get me out of here.
Okay. So are you surprised that there's so much excitement after so many years of the show actually being off the air and coming back to a whole new film?
Well, yes and no. It's always gratifying to see it, but certainly the fans have been waiting for a long time and wandering the desert for 20 years, waiting for the second coming. But also, we've been adding new fans consistently for a very long time. I meet kids in college now and younger who grew up on the show, and they are as fanatical about it as their parents are, and I'm deeply sorry for that.
We all try to nerd out the next generation.
Oh, absolutely.
B5 was our binge watch during the pandemic. Me and my twins, 24.
And the fans really all knew kind of how the show went. That's why it's fun to kind of change the future a little bit. Because fans, I include myself in this as well, we're all like those people who you ask what time it is, we give you a history of the watch. So now I'm playing with them, give them a different watch. Slight changes.
Now that we pretty much entered the realm of animation, you infinitely can keep playing your character for as long as you want now. You're not restricted by age or anything like that. So
age and also we have lost so many members of our cast, almost half the cast. And what I said before I even wrote the first word of the script, I sent an email to all the cast members saying, you may have to work with an actor who is playing one of our fallen friends. And if there's anyone here who has a problem with it, who is not comfortable with that, we will not do this. If one person says no, we don't do this. And they all said yes, because what they wanted to do was to offer this up as a testimony to those fallen friends, to show that the performance they made of those characters is indelible, it is eternal, it's perfect, and to sort of bring that back as testimony to.
How did you do the voice? I mean, when you cast the voices, you're thinking, because I'm thinking of Delen's character. How did you? What are the qualities when you're trying to cast that voice? Like, what are you thinking of what reminds you? What are those elements?
Yeah.
I guess.
There's a sly wisdom to her. She says profound things, but there's always a sense that she might slap you or make you laugh at the end of it. So what they went looking for was not actors who would do specifically a direct impersonation of the character, but to do one that captured the essence of the character and the feeling of the character, but some are more close and literal than the others. But they're all intended to, and all the actors who came on board understood the magnitude of their task to represent these fallen friends, and they really worked awfully hard to really create that sensibility.
Was there anything that you weren't able to fit in that you just really wanted to put in this film, but just it wouldn't work with the way it was being edited?
The sinking of the Titanic, I think that was my greatest, most bitter disappointment in this whole thing. No, it was great. I wrote the first draft thinking, okay, well, this is everything I want, and we'll see what we can actually do here. I turned it in and said, do you have any suggestions, changes, things you can't do? They said, no, we're fine with this. Okay, and off they went.
You write books, scripts, animation, comics. Do you approach a story the same way? Whatever medium you're working in?
Yeah, pretty much. I tend to start off with the character. Who are they? What do they want? How far will they go to get it? How far was someone going to stop them? Once you answer those questions, you tend to have your story. As much as I love playing with the big toys, I am end of the day a character guy. When I worked on the first Thor movie, I was telling Kevin Feige and Sir Kenneth that greatness is big fights, Asgard, special effects, monsters, but at the end of the day, it's about two brothers competing for their father's affection. That's the spine of it, and that's why that movie works. So for me, it's always about starting with the characters and their journey, and the rest comes on its own, but regardless of the medium.
How much Babylon fan fiction got used in writing the script?
None. I have a hard and fast rule about that. Don't show me this stuff, or I'm coming over there.
All you have to do is follow you on social media, and everybody knows that.
Yeah, we read the fact.
Oh yeah.
What about maintaining sort of the look and technology of the show? It's been more years than we want to admit, but it's sort of maintaining that style when you bring in animations and those kind of maybe playing with technology and making it look a little more modern.
Yeah, that's been the great thing about it is that the show was really based on real science, and that science applies now even or 30 years ago. So what I said to the guys at Warner's Animation is feel free to not be precious about what we did. Keep the gist of it, keep the sensibility of it, keep the logic and the science behind it, but when you get down to the actual design elements, feel free to play. I mean, we shot the hot tub factory. We never left the back parking lot. So have fun with it. Open it up. If you go too far, I'll pull you back. But in the interim, have fun, because if they're not having fun, why are they doing it? I think everyone involved should be enjoying themselves.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're going to move you over to the best table right over here.
All right.
That was at the end of production.